Hey, this is Eddie Fore. I'm here with Central Virginia Bass Cast. I'm on Bugs Island Lake. And I'm basically showing you how I like to approach Bugs Island Lake when the water has flooded and it's in the bushes in the areas I like to fish. If you pan the camera, you'll see that the areas that I like to fish are pretty much close to the bank line where it's less targets to throw at. That way you pretty much can pinpoint where your fish are coming from. The big areas that are real flooded, it's hard to find these fish, and it takes you a whole lot more time to cover them areas. And that way, in these banks, you can fish them a little bit quicker, cover a whole lot more water, and like I said, pinpoint the fish. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start off throwing a spinnerbait, and then I got a backup bait with a flipping stick and a Texas rig that I'll demonstrate a little bit of that, how I work that. But in fishing a spinnerbait in this flooded timber, it's best to have an underhanded or a roll cast. That way you're not just flopping it in the water like that, where you're making a lot of noise, or you can hang it over the limbs, and you'll spend more time just getting your bait out of the trees than you are fishing. It's best to have an underhand cast. Get as close to the targets as you can. And always try to, just like I said, pick your little lanes. Once you pick your lanes, it's a whole lot easier to bring your bait through it. Just don't throw it across something when you really don't have an opening to bring it through. That way, if that fish hits behind it, you're not going to, you'll have a whole lot more trouble trying to get that fish out. So pick your lanes. Like I said, have a little roll cast, a little underhand cast. That way you're not disturbing the water a lot. You're keeping the bait lower to the water, and that way you're not going to hang in the limbs a whole lot. I'm going to go around this point right here and just fish these buck bushes. Hopefully we'll pull one out of that, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, just try to keep the bait as close to the targets as you can. These fish will lay right up against these buck bushes. And a lot of these fish right now probably either on bed or garden fry, where it's May, the middle of May right now. And what you're doing is trying to just get a reaction bite or a bite that the fish are trying to protect the beds or protect the fry. Pretty much just pick your targets and throw at your targets. Try to throw a little bit past it. That way you're not disturbing the fish, because the fish will be sitting right dead in the middle of these bushes. If you throw right at the bush, you'll spook the fish. So if you throw just slightly past your target, and bring your bait to it, you'll have a little bit more success. You notice I'm using my rod tip and everything to help maneuver the bait through the cover. That way I'm keeping it as close to the cover as I can without hanging the bait up. Now, a lot of times when fishing a spinnerbait, you would like to use a trailer hook for short striking fish, but when I'm fishing in this timber and buck bushes, I usually leave the trailer hook alone. That's a fry right there jumping there. Should be a bass somewhere near. hadn't already been caught. Most time these outside bushes are the bushes that'll hold most of your fish. Once in a while you gotta go in there. But when you go in there a little deeper, make sure you pick your lanes. That way you can get your fish out the cover once it hits. Just throw over top of a bush, then you're gonna have trouble if you hook up.